last episode, I showed you the main slicer settings beginners need. But now we are going to talk about something a lot of people see every day and almost never truly understand: the toolbar. You know that row of icons at the top of Bambu Studio and Orca Slicer? Beginners, it looks like a bunch of random buttons. But the truth is, this toolbar is where you can modify the model. Because a lot of print failures don't happen because of the settings. They happen because the piece is in a bad position, poorly supported, or just not prepared properly. So in this video, I'm going to show you the main tools in this toolbar in the easiest way possible. No overcomplicating. And to make it simple, I'm going to break the toolbar into 4 groups. Tools to add onto and organize your project, basic editing tools, advanced editing tools, tools to split, measure, and better understand the model. That way, it's way easier to learn. Tools to add onto and organize your project. Let's start at the very beginning. Add. This is basically the import button. Anytime you want to bring a new STL, 3MF or other file onto the plate, this is where it starts. Another way is simply dragging the file into the slicer. Add plates. Add plates create a new build plate inside the same project. This is useful when you want to separate parts into different groups. For example, one plate with small parts, another with bigger parts, or one plate you are printing today and another plate for later. Arrange all objects and arrange objects on selected plates. These buttons automatically organize your models on the plate. If you dropped several files in and they are scattered everywhere, the slicer tries to rearrange them to fit better and spread them out properly. It saves time and avoids that mess where pieces are too close or badly positioned. So anytime you have multiple pieces on one plate, this is super helpful. Basic editing tools. Now we are getting to a really important part: positioning the model properly. Auto Orient tries to find a better print orientation automatically. It's like this slicer saying, let me try to place this piece in a more favorable way. This can be a great starting point, especially if you don't yet know the best orientation. Don't treat Auto Orient like the absolutely truth. Sometimes it just picks the first flat face it finds, and that's not always the best option. So use it, but always double check after. Move. Move lets you move the piece around the plate. It matters because you may want to space models out, organize the build area better, or place something more strategically. And if you have more than one model, this becomes even more useful. Rotate. This is one of the most important tools in the whole toolbar. Rotate. Because rotating a piece changes everything. How much support you need, strength, surface finish, print time, and sometimes whether the print succeeds at all. Some models come in standing up, but print much better lying down. Some come tilted, so yes, we are going to use this one a lot. Scale. Scale lets you make the model bigger or smaller. This is super useful when the file imports too small, too large, or when you want to adapt the piece for your specific use. But be careful. When you scale a piece, you are not only changing size, you can also change tolerances. So if a piece has snap fits or tight connections, scaling it down might make it stop working properly. Scale is great, but for functional pieces, pay extra attention. Lay on face. Lay on face helps you place the model on a specific face. In other words, if the model comes in tilted or badly supported, this tool helps you choose a better face to sit on the back. With one click, you can change which face touches the build plate. Now, cut. Cut lets you split the model. Sometimes the model is too big, sometimes you want to print it in 2 pieces, you want a flat base, or sometimes the full model is hard to print in one go, but much easier when divided. So instead of forcing a complicated print, cutting it is often the smarter move. Advanced editing tools. Now we are getting into the fun part. Tools that let you make bigger changes without leaving the slicer. Mesh Boolean. Sounds complicated, but the idea is simple. It lets you combine, subtract, or intersect shapes. In practice, it helps when you want to merge shapes, remove part of a model, create holes or space, make structural edits without opening another software. It's worth knowing this exists because sometimes it solves problems that would feel impossible without Fusion, for example. Color painting. Color painting lets you paint areas of the model with different colors. This is especially useful for multicolor prints. You can paint by brushing with your mouse or use the fill tool where you click specific regions to apply color. We already made a full video about painting. I will leave it in the cards. Text shape lets you add 3D text to the model. Great for personalization. You can do straight text or text that follows the surface, make it embossed, engraved, or even added as part of the model. If you sell prints, this can add a lot of value. Support painting is one of the most useful tools here. Instead of letting the slicer decide where supports go, you can paint exactly where you want them or where you don't want them. Auto supports can be excessive, so this gives you real control. And we already made a full support video if you want to learn more. Seam painting helps you control where the seam shows up. The seam is that little mark where each layer starts and ends. And on some models, it's very visible. With this tool, you can influence where that mark lands, so you can hide it on a less visible side. For decorative prints, this can make a big difference in how clean the finish looks. Brim Ears is a great adhesion tool. Instead of adding a huge brim around the entire part, you add small extra anchors, only in strategic spots. This is perfect for sharp corners or areas that tend to lift. So instead of overdoing brim, you reinforce only where you truly need it. Fuzzy skin painting applies a rough texture to specific areas of the model. This can be used for aesthetics or to hide small imperfections. So if you want a textured surface, a different look, or to disguise marks in certain areas, it can be a great option. I made a video explaining all fuzzy skin patterns. If you want to go deeper, I will list it here. Tools to split, measure, and understand the model. Split to object separates independent objects. This is useful when you import a file that contains multiple separate pieces grouped together, but you actually want to print them as separate objects. After splitting, you can move, rotate, and arrange each one individually. Split to parts is similar but focus on parts of the same object. It helps when a model has multiple connected sections, but you want to edit one part independently, like applying a different infill setting only in that area. It can also help with multicolor printing because you can assign colors to a specific part after splitting. Measure is the measuring tool. Simple but extremely useful. It lets you check width, height, distance between points, and other important dimensions. This is especially useful for things like vases, where you need the exact diameter to fit a plant pot inside. If I had to summarize this episode in one sentence, it would be: the Slicer toolbar exists to help you prepare the model before printing and to make certain modifications without leaving the slicer. In the next episode, we are going to explain why you should start with PLA. If this video helped you, leave a like, subscribe, and comment below. Which slicer toolbar button do you use the most? Or which one did you never fully understand until now? I'll see you in the next episode. Bye-bye.